Tweed New Haven Airport could only be a few years away. The proposed $165 million project could have big impacts on the entire area. Your consumer reporter Cassidy Williams has been looking into the future of Tweed all week. She joins us live now with a closer look at those plans. Cassidy.
Yeah, our investigation finds extreme congestion has been a concern at Tweed for years. The current terminal wasn't built to be a commercial terminal. Tweed has been talking for years about building a new one. We wanted to know if that's still happening and when.
Take a look at what the future could look like. This is a rendering Tweed officials shared with the I-Team of a proposed new terminal on the airport's East Haven side. The plan is for it to be around 80,000 square feet with 4 gates. The current terminal has 3 gates, but is less than half that size at just under 33,000 square feet. That's why they've had to bring in temporary trailers for ticketing.
How confident are you that the new terminal will be built one day?
I'm 100% committed that we're going to have a viable second airport here in Connecticut. We do today.
Michael Jones is the CEO of the company that runs the airport. He says a new terminal and runway expansion would not only solve many of the congestion issues of the current building, it could also increase total passengers flying through Tweed to 2.4 million passengers a year. In 2024, around 700,000 passengers traveled through the airport.
The demand that we've seen from the local market has been just overwhelming. It's really exciting to see.
We've been working hard to try to address a lot of those challenges.
New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker thinks the plan is good for the region.
I think that when that happens, not only will some of the vehicle traffic improve, but also some of the noise will improve because the new terminal will have plug-ins for the aircrafts.
All right, have a great day.
Elicker says the airport's expansion has already helped New Haven's bottom line.
But we used to pay millions of dollars in subsidies to the airport to keep it afloat, and part of our agreement with them is that we no longer pay those subsidies, both capital subsidies and general operating subsidies that we paid for many, many years.
But drive through the neighborhood around Tweed and you'll spot Stop Tweed expansion signs. For years, neighbors have packed meetings to voice their concerns.
With the summer coming with all these new flights, we can't even sit in our yard. The fumes are so bad.
This map shows where the new terminal would be built in relation to the current one. The current terminal would be closed to traffic and would become an administration building. Tweed is currently submitting permit applications to start construction to the state's Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Jones says those applications will better explain the project's impact.
The key focus is just really to work through the environmental aspects. So we're surrounded by wetlands here, so we need to make sure that we're being a good steward of that.
If permits are approved, the next step will be funding the project.
There's no state money kind of going into this project. The city, the town don't have to put any money into this. The private sector kind of comes in, puts together a financing plan, to develop that and operate it, and in return for a long-term lease.
Jones says the FAA will fund the runway expansion. In the last few months, the FAA announced 2 different grants to Tweed, adding up to $4 million. Both grants were awarded before President Trump took office and announced his plans to review federal spending. Tweed officials tell the I-Team their understanding is that infrastructure projects are not affected.
It's always a journey, and there's different things that kind of, the twists and turns you navigate.
Jones says right now he is hoping the journey ends with the new terminal opening in 2027.
Now, one of the hurdles in Tweed's way is a lawsuit that claims the airport authority has not properly studied the impact a new terminal would have on the environment and flooding in the area. We look into that part of the story tomorrow at 5. Your consumer reporter, investigative reporter, Cassidy Williams, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.